shoes. What'd you eat for breakfast, Maya?
Nothing.
Nothing? Is this breakfast?
Yeah, this blunt right
Oh,
here.
word. Okay. Word.
Y'all don't eat breakfast.
Not at all?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I've been noticing.
Huh?
That's been the trend lately today.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, nah. We'll eat breakfast later.
Yeah.
Or Hot Pocket.
Hot Pocket.
Gets my day going.
No, you have a routine in the morning?
Yeah, my morning routine is usually I hear my daughter calling me, waking me up, like daddy, and then I go in and she usually wake up before I do now, and then I go in and change her pamper and give her a bath, feed her, give her breakfast. Yeah, that's what I usually do. And then I try to multitask, let her run around and play while I'm checking emails and making sure that business is doing all right for the both shops. So I do like mostly all the business stuff and try to check all the emails and do all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, then I come in at 4 o'clock and I usually work from 4 to the a.m. Yeah, I tattoo for like 4 to 10, and then then I go eat around like 10 o'clock. I come back here around like 11 to 12 o'clock, and then I get to doing my jobs for my business, personal business.
Okay. Okay.
Work.
Yeah.
So how did you get into tattooing? I know you started. Well, yeah, tell your story.
And I started in the early 90s, and there was no one getting tattooed in those times. And I read this book by Don Ed Hardy about tattoo culture and the different styles of tattooing. And I started reading a book about the Nuba tribe, and I got really fascinated with the warrior African culture and how they were using body modification. And I just thought, since nobody was buying my paintings in the 90s, that since nobody else was tattooing, I thought I would tattoo. And I just brought it to my city first.
Being Asheville.
Yeah, nobody was getting tattooed but bikers, so everybody thought I was a devil worshiper.
Of course, yeah.
They're like, oh, you worship the devil, or you all this crap. You want to be white. That's bullshit. So that's how it was. I mean, then since I knew Asheville wasn't going to make me any money, I ended up getting an apprenticeship. I started looking for an apprenticeship in Atlanta, and I found one under Julie Alfonso.
Yeah, I was heard of Ashley. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was the first one to start teaching black people how to tattoo in America, so I was just lucky to be one of the first generation of students.
So what do you think, I guess, what was it about you that she gave you that opportunity?
I was humble. I was trying my best to be humble as possible. She was like, she saw my work and she threw my portfolio and said it was crap.
Word, what?
She was like, this shit is whack. This is horrible. If you want to be my apprentice, you got to throw all this shit away.
Well, what was in your portfolio at that time?
It was whatever was going on in that day. It was really hip hop inspired at that time. So it was like the early 90s. So it was like real hip hop inspired artwork at that time. Real heavily inspired by hip hop. And so she wasn't really looking for that at that time. So I had to start over because she was like, you ain't gonna be able to tattoo none of that stuff on people. And she was the truth because black people wasn't into tattoo culture at that time. So we had to talk people into what tattoos were at that time. Because like, what's a tattoo? That stuff that the white people be having on their arms, stuff like that. So the whole culture wasn't even made yet. We had to kind of create it, put the footwork down, tell people that. And then people shutting us down, passing out flyers, explaining what a tattoo was and the culture of it.
Explaining what a tattoo. Wow. Okay.
It wasn't in
Come a long way.
There wasn't an era when black people wasn't familiar with tattoo culture, period. And then when Tupac really came into the tattoo shop, that the shop even started getting really popular. You know what I'm saying? Once Pac came in, I was a student. I wasn't allowed to touch Pac.
Julia.
She did the ball and she had fixed that cross on his back, hooking this up a bunch of stuff on his back. She was doing back work when I walked in.
Why weren't you allowed to touch him?
I was an apprentice.
Oh.
You're not allowed to touch people.
When?
You just gotta mop the floors like she did. She's an apprentice, so she do. Get y'all chairs and make sure y'all straight. Find me some water, drink, and stuff like that. Until she built up enough, until you're like, okay, I trust her, and I can let her watch me tattoo. Then first got the next step, watching somebody tattoo for a while, and then answer questions and answer the questions. But everything else is more like running errands. It's hazing. You try to make this person want to quit every day.
Word,
Oh,
the rites of passage kind of thing.
Yeah, you want to make them quit because once they started making money, and once they in there, and once they got clients, they got clients. So it's just like they don't really need you after a certain point. So you try to make sure that they thorough with the culture. You want to make them want to like, man, fuck this motherfucker, fuck him, I'm gonna quit, because I'm giving you like every 22 years of my experience in the crash course of 3 years. You learn all the secrets of everything to make me who I am within 22 years. And you learn everything in 3 years, so you got a upper hand and more than everybody getting a advancement.
You say 3 years. That's how long the apprenticeships are.
2 to 3 years.
Okay.
I prefer 3. Because it might be like 1 year just learn how to clean up good.
Wow, for the whole year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because cross contamination is important.
Oh, true.
You gotta learn that shit.
Okay.
And then you gotta learn how to draw. The same way you draw on paper is not the same way you draw on skin. So you gotta teach them how. Someone could be an awesome artist, then you gotta learn how to teach them how to draw the tattoo. And then from there then you teach them the business, and that's last, of course. You know what I'm saying? Taxes, how to market it, and everything. You gotta teach them all that. In my apprentices, I teach them how to make money without me. Because when you got apprentices, like a child, and with your child, you gotta make sure they eat, they got home, place to stay, everything. I'm not doing all that. So I'm gonna teach you how to make money while you learn how to tattoo.
Okay.
So you can learn it all, make money, and be independent. Because I don't want to look at you as my apprentice forever. I want to look at you as my equal. So I'm trying to create someone, not create someone, but create a career that is equal to mine, so it can keep me inspired. I don't want to be the upper hand person. I want somebody that's going to surpass me.
What currently inspires you?
Comic books.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Comic books mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, like mostly good writing, good media, good stuff. Like I'm a big reader, so I like anything, reading books and stuff like that. And then I certain people like I love Mike Giant. He's a big inspiration to me, man. Just to see he the one who owned Rebel A Clothing, and just to see how far he came in his career as a tattoo artist. I mean, graffiti artist, tattoo artist to like partner in a big company like that, and still keep the same humanity. Like he's just the same person, the same human being that he always been. And it's pretty dope to see that. Money didn't change him, or fame didn't change him anyway.
Right. So you started. What was your first profit art?
Yeah.
What was great about? Nah, I'm good. What was great about profit art? What?
It was great because it was the beginning of just that era was the beginning of what people would call Afrocentric art today. And it was the beginning. That was the first time anybody ever seen these images used in artwork wise. You had Wack, Kent Williams was Wack from Chicago. He was doing like you seen the African lady with the stomach big and all that stuff, and then he did that piece. That's the original piece from Wack. But in Chicago, he was doing these images when you see the knowledge key, the guy with the lock and the key. He was doing that in Chicago, and then in the South, I was the artist doing like the Afrocentric stuff. I was one of the first artists in the 80s to use the ankh as a symbol of peace. And when I came up, the ankh was used for Gothic kids, where the Gothic kids wearing all black and the goth stuff, they would wear ankhs. And the witches were wearing ankhs from Asheville, but black people wasn't there to wear ankh because of that. And so I was trying to bring that what it meant into that culture, Then when Erykah Badu came out using it, it made it easy for me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like people like, I don't let the other worshiping shit on me. Or they didn't want to even look at the artwork because it was on there. Like, why don't you draw something for Jesus or something?
Do it for Jesus.
So it was like that era of prophet art was more like was young. I was studying 5% lessons, so all the artwork was a reflection of my surroundings, the people I was around, and the culture I was into at that time. So it was a beautiful time in my life.
But you closed it.
Yeah.
Why?
Because that culture wasn't profitable. I'll be honest with you, like I had long ass dreadlocks. I was tattooing dreads every day. I was tattooing the Bohemian culture. These people were broke. There was good conversation, but good conversation when you tattooed all day and you barely paying your fucking power bill. It's like, something got to change. So So I decided to cut my locks off and just create something completely new with Tuki Carter.
So you rebranded.
Rebranding, it wasn't even just a rebrand, it was rebirth, a redefinition of who we was going to be and the way Atlanta was going to look. We had a full plan, like how we was going to change Atlanta, not just a tattoo shop, but like, okay, these kids walking around with big ass jeans on, Air Force Ones, with white tees, just change this shit up, you know, make them fresh, you know, bring fashion into it. That's what Tuki came in, was like, you know, our artists gonna look like this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. The colors gonna be like this, it's not gonna be like that. We did everything opposite of what everybody else was doing, and we're trying to do complete opposite of it. Trying to completely change into an alternative black culture, you know, and we didn't know it was gonna work or not, and it worked.
It's working, yeah. So
You can come right into Atlanta right now, be themselves and make money. As long as they completely different.
Yeah.
You know, in some way. You know, and real to it, not just a fake different. Because a motherfucker, you have some fake different people.
Course.
Like, oh, let's try to do this and do that. We talking about a motherfucker.
Authentic.
Yeah,
Genuine.
exactly.
Yeah. I bring that up because when we walked in, it felt good to walk in. What do you think contributes to this feel, this vibe that you have here?
Man, when we got the building, it was completely abandoned building. It was condemned. And nobody, I mean, it wasn't even for rent. It was just an abandoned shell. It wasn't even a roof on this motherfucker.
Wow. Okay.
So it was just like, but I was trying to get a place where nobody was at. You know, that I can paint, create, and come up with styles and develop and be at peace. And that's how we did it. And we didn't have any money to do it. I had like $300 left. And I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use this $300. AirTrain had a special going on for like $90 to go to New York or something. I got a cheap hotel. Got me some. I had enough tattoo supplies to last me. And I went up to New York and I just started tattooing and so I can get a nice place and moved. I just went to the whole entire East Coast for like 4 months solid tattooing and raised enough money to just get enough supplies. And we built the shop ourselves. All our friends did it. Everybody got together. We read some Home Depot books.
Wow, okay.
The only thing we couldn't do was the electric ourselves.
Right.
Trust me, we tried.
Yeah,
That's all we had to do it. We found a friend of mine who was the electrician. He did the electrician, but we built the toilets. We put the plumbing in it.
Wow, okay.
It was nothing.
Ground up, really.
It was completely abandoned, like condemned building, nothing. We built the whole entire shop from the pipes to all the way up until everything. The thing we didn't do was the electric. We did everything else ourselves.
How long did that take?
It was about 8 months, I guess. Because even when we opened up, we weren't finished. We did an art show. We didn't even have all our electric wires on the top was there. So we had to think like artists and was like, oh man, because they kind of bent like this. So we bent them up to look like we did it on purpose. And they kind of pointed at the artwork. But it wasn't finished.
Okay.
And but people were like, whoa, shit.
Of course.
It was like we built a clubhouse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I spare wood, recycled wood. It was like we couldn't afford a floor. We didn't have a floor. So we had like, how the fuck we gonna do a floor? It was like checkerboard wood floor. We get planks of wood, we stain one this color, one that color. We screw them down to make a checkerboard floor. And stuff like that, like stuff like literally like cost like anything. Like if I made a $500, I did a $500 tattoo. I would keep $100 for myself, and I would put $100 to home, and I put $200 into the shop.
Like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and so what I did was that would be like $200. That's a lot of wood. Think about it. That's enough to build a desk maybe or something. And we just did it until we had enough that we could do it. Until enough that we could pass code by the city. Because the city don't know what was this pen working. They don't know that we moved in. It was like this already. What they gonna do? Say tear it down?
Sure.
You know. So we just had to make sure that we knew enough about the law that we could break the law without getting in trouble and build a shop up and build a tattoo shop up. You know what I'm saying? And we did it until we were legal. And we did it. It was like, opened it up to the public. It was 100% legal. And my folks was like, this shit's dope. And it never slowed down. And a lot of people's careers started from this one place. From musicians to, I mean, everybody's first. Everybody stopped here one time or nothing, you know? And so that energy and that culture, it was funny because you'll see like a rapper come in, they dress in that certain way, then they come in here, hang out for a couple of hours. Next thing you know, they fucking video, they looking like they came from the shop.
Right. Right.
You know, but it's interesting to see.
So it's like a hangout. It's an artist.
Yeah.
Haven.
Yeah, yeah. It's the Timbuktu of like like the hub of the creative minds. You know, not just tattoo culture, but all
Artists,
things.
expressions, yeah.
Like a lot of fashion designers, a lot of photographers, filmmakers, rappers, musicians. I mean, everybody. That shit's crazy.
Do you think black tattoo artists, they still somewhat struggle in the industry, and if so, how? Like, what's the struggle now?
Yeah, they struggle because they don't listen. I mean, a lot of younger people don't want to listen. They don't want to study. What I did, learn my secret was I just studied the people before me. Basically, I said what worked for them. Don't change a formula that ain't broke. You know? And I look at a lot of young tattoo artists, they do the same style over and over. So if you see the same style over and over, and then you look at the work, you'll know who did it. It's like a damn tattoo. I make sure that I look at everybody's tattoo and make sure that my show looks nothing like they shit. So you don't like it.
So you have a signature?
Yeah, I think you can. When you look at my work, no matter what style I do, and I got many styles, but no matter what, you can tell it's mine because I put a certain feeling, a certain flow to it. You just know it's my work, and either you like it or you don't. I just focus on the people that do, and a lot of tattoo artists they try to get everybody. It could be only 5 people that like your stuff, and those 5 people can multiply to 50, and that 50 can turn to 500, then 5,000. That's enough for you to live. You know what I'm saying? So you just keep on worried about the people that like it and don't worry about everybody else. A lot of tattoo artists, he doing this, he doing some portrait realism stuff. I'm gonna make my stuff look realistic too. So realistic that you know who did it. It just looked like somebody did a photograph and stuck it on you, and then when everybody mastered that style and everybody doing it that way, and then really the only way they can compete is price. Who got the cheapest price? You know, I started at $1,000. You can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
You know, I just focus on the people that take it. I don't worry about it. Other people don't exist in my world, and that's how I do it. If people don't dig it, they just don't have to. I don't care. I'm not made for them. And that's one thing I've been on that since I was a little kid. You ain't for everybody.
Oh, that's right.
That's how people fuck up their self-esteem. He don't like me. She don't like me. All this bullshit. Worry about the people that like you. You're supposed to attract the people you're supposed to attract. Be yourself.